Congressman Anthony Weiner has been such a strong supporter of India and Indian Americans that I sometimes suspect he may have been an Indian in his previous life. My suspicion only grew stronger when he recently married a beautiful girl whose father is from India. Congressman Weiner, welcome back to our program, and on behalf of all those who want you to continue to build strong relations between India and America, our heartiest congratulations. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to be back and my pleasure to be here with you to extend congratulations to the people of India and expatriate Indians all around the world on the 63rd anniversary of that remarkable democracy, the largest democracy in the world. A happy birthday to the nation of India. And may we all gather for many, many years to come celebrating the unity of our two countries, the United States and the beautiful country of India.
Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore had deep love and reverence for Mahatma Gandhi. When Gandhi launched his crusade against untouchability in India, Tagore appealed to the nation and said, "Let us join the Mahatma in his noble task of removing the burdens of ages upon those who have been stigmatized for the accident of their birth." My next guest is a giant amongst the leading congressional leaders who have done the most to bring India and America closer together. He was co-chair of the Congressional Caucus on India and Indian Americans and believes that the relationship between the United States and India will serve as a key building block of U.S. foreign policy in the decades ahead, and the partnership between the two countries will be a powerful force for positive change in the world. Congressman Joseph Crowley has been a regular guest on the Riti Bhalla Special since 2006, and I'm thrilled that he is joining us again in our celebration of India's independence. Congressman Crowley, welcome back. Congressman Crowley, you've been a real ambassador of goodwill between our two nations. Could you tell our Indian American viewers what they could do to bring our two countries closer together?
Well, thank you, Riti, and again, thank you for this opportunity to give a little guidance to the Indian-American community. Firstly, I think what the Indo-American community needs to do is just to continue what they're doing right now, and that is encouraging their members of Congress to join the India Caucus. I really do believe that the number of members in the India Caucus directly contributed towards a softening of the relationship between the United States and India, and help to bring about, I think, this major change in our relationship. I do believe, as you mentioned, Riti, in your opening remarks about me, that the relationship between the United States and India is critical. And I think India will be our most important ally in this century and for time to come.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Congressman Joseph Crowley from the 7th Congressional District in Queens, New York. Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru had a very close relationship. Gandhi once said of Nehru, "Jawaharlal is as pure as the crystal." Gandhi's moral rectitude and Nehru's political passion made the perpetuation of British rule an impossibility. Together, they brought a nation to freedom and laid the foundations for the world's largest democracy. At the stroke of midnight on August 14, 1947, India shook off the shackles of British rule and became free, symbolizing the rebirth of a nation after the slumber of centuries and a long struggle of self-determination. On August 15th, people gathered to welcome the dawn of a new age and witness the peaceful transfer of power. Lord Mountbatten became the first Governor-General of India by the will of the sovereign people of India. Nehru spoke from the ramparts of the Red Fort and said, "On this day, our first thoughts go to the father of our nation, who held aloft the torch of freedom and lighted up the darkness that surrounded us." My next guest is appearing on the Riti Bhalla Special for the 5th time and has never missed it since becoming governor in March of 2008. Last year, he presented a special proclamation on this very program, declaring August 15th as India Day in the state of New York. After 25 years of illustrious public service, he is retiring at the end of this year. So as governor, this is his last appearance on our program. But he will always be fondly remembered by the Indian American community. New York Governor David Paterson has always fascinated us with his knowledge and love for India. He has been one of my favorite guests on the program, and I'm thrilled that he is joining us once again in our celebration of India's independence. Governor, welcome back, and thanks for joining us again.
Well, thank you, Riti, and again, on August the 15th, we will celebrate again. And so it's wonderful to share in this moment of celebration and reflection. And so, as Indian Americans celebrate this 63rd anniversary of independence, and it means so much to Indian Americans from New York as well, it should mean a lot to all of us, wherever we live and whatever color we are, because it's a moment in which we can share in the struggle, triumph, and renewal of an entire nation. So I think that when we have these celebrations of the independence of nations and of people, that we can borrow from it in a transcendent way, that we can recognize the values that were the catalyst for the actual independence, those of struggle, those of triumph and equality. And if we can remember those values in this difficult period of recession and make sure that we all share the sacrifice, we have an immense opportunity to not only bring assistance to our own country, but to the world economy as well. And that's why it's so wonderful to be here with you. When you interviewed me 3 years ago, you were the youngest person to interview me, and 3 years later, you're still the youngest person to interview me.
Several governors and congressional leaders from across the nation have joined us in our celebration today as we commemorate the anniversary of India's independence. But this festivity will not be complete without the presence of the highest official of India in the U.S. We are truly delighted that Ambassador Meera Shankar is joining us again today, as she did last year. Madam Ambassador, welcome back to our program.
I'm delighted to meet you again, Riti, and to be part of this celebration. I extend my warmest greetings and felicitations to fellow Indians in the United States and to Indian Americans on the occasion of the Independence Day of India. This is a solemn occasion when we pay tribute to all those whose efforts and sacrifices enabled us to win freedom for our country. We recall the unique non-violent struggle under the extraordinary leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, which not only led to freedom for India, but also hastened the end of colonial empires worldwide. This day is also a day for us to celebrate the many significant achievements of independent India, anchored in its democratic and secular ideals and the objective of inclusive growth and development. I am proud of the achievements of the Indian American community and their contribution to the progressive consolidation of our relations with the United States. I wish them all success. This day is a day for us to rededicate ourselves, to fulfill the tryst with destiny that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had talked of on that midnight hour of 14th August or 15th August morning in 1947.
In the month of April, Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear joined hands with the former President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam, and hosted an economic forum to promote trade between Kentucky and India. We are proud that Governor Beshear is joining us today from Lexington, Kentucky. Governor, welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me, Riti. I'm delighted to be a part of your celebration.
Governor, Lexington and New Delhi are about 8,000 miles apart, but I know that you have taken initiatives to bridge that gap, at least in terms of commerce and trade between the two cities. Today, as we celebrate the 63rd anniversary of India's independence, where do you foresee the economic ties between our two nations a few years from now, when we will be celebrating the 75th anniversary of India's independence?
Riti, first of all, I'd like to say that I'm truly honored to have been selected to speak on such an important day for the people of India. India has grown dramatically in recent years. On its 75th anniversary of independence, India will no doubt have become even more of a major world economic player than it is today. Kentucky looks forward to deepening and strengthening the existing ties that bind Kentucky and India as this evolution occurs. Some of Kentucky's strongest industries support India's growth. In fact, this November, Kentucky will participate in a mining equipment and technology trade mission to India. By India's 75th anniversary in 2022, I foresee that India and Kentucky will have developed a strong partnership, one that will be ongoing as we explore new opportunities together, and that we will be supporting each other to reach our most important goals in international commerce. Riti, let me close by congratulating you and all of your viewers around the world as we celebrate this momentous day of India's independence.